And we're live. We made it, May. We made it.
We made it.
Yeah. So sorry we're late, everyone. But it was all May's fault. I was here. I was punctual. I had everything in order, and May fucked it all up.
No, it's Google Chrome hates me.
Yeah. And you're using a Mac as well. That's only gay people use Macs. What are you doing?
It was actually a gift, so blame them. I actually do have a PC, but it's back at home.
Yeah, fair enough. So thanks for joining me. We've been trying to make this happen for a while, haven't we? I sort of we got all excited about doing a hangout, and then I fucking ignored you for a while because I'm a rude prick, and then we got in touch again, and here we are.
Yep. Well, yeah, it's been a very crazy month, regardless. So I think
why has it been crazy? Just the election? Has the election made it crazy?
Oh yeah, especially if you're in a college, because the demand for safe spaces and people having like mental breakdowns in front of you is become very common.
You're joking. How many mental breakdowns have you seen?
Like so far, I've encountered a group of SJWs. There was always like a group of SJWs in my class, and they always talk about, Tumblr things, and they just look like the typical feminists. But I treated them fine because I treat everybody with politeness until they piss me off. But one of them, she didn't like something I said on Facebook, because I was basically telling people who were basically demonizing Trump supporters, I was telling them to calm the fuck down. And she just had a complete meltdown in front of me. It was just amazing. She was literally shaking.
You're joking. And so when you say breakdown, was she crying? Was she screaming at you? Like,
yes, she was like treating me. She was like treating me like I stabbed her or something. She was like, "You put this in Facebook, this problematic thing that could make people commit suicide," and I'm just like, "What?"
Oh, isn't that stupid? That is so fucking stupid when people say that. Like words on the internet might make people commit suicide. Like unless it's you messaging someone directly 400 times saying you are worthless, commit suicide. That is fucking bullshit. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, it also it makes people who go through these problems look like fragile snowflakes when it's not. There are ways to cope with that and getting tools to cope with it yourself, because it's basically your responsibility to take care of your problems. But they just want to shelter everybody and put them in the safe space where you can't say anything naughty, or else they will just crumble. It's like they're going by the stereotype of a suicidal person rather than a real suicidal person.
And the victim mentality, the you have to be really sensitive around me because I'm a victim and I'm fragile. I hate that so much. It pisses me off so much.
Yeah, and also they travel in packs in cliques. So when you basically what happened is that she on Facebook, I told her, calm down, there's no big deal. And then she sent her friends on me because she said that she was so done and she didn't want to be triggered any longer talking to me. So she got one of her token trans friends to chew me out and basically threaten me. So I reported that to the public safety of the college. And they got
Did but the public safety, is it does the safety the student safety thing or whatever it is, does that honestly take complaints about Facebook messages?
Yeah, they do. But I kind of did it. I kind of did it because they were in class waiting for me, and I was kind of scared that these people were gonna beat me up. So I kind of went to the security guard and said hey, if one of these people actually beat me up, can I report them? But when they read the Facebook message, they were like, oh no, we're gonna message this person to tell them to calm down and not to go near you, because it was a very hostile message. I didn't care. I thought it was hilarious, but it was very hostile. And then when I went there, yeah, the message was basically all caps and threats and stuff like that.
What did it say to you? Did it say we're gonna beat you up?
Don't you fucking talk about things you don't fucking understand, blah, 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 blah. It was this meltdown right there. And I went there and they were pissed off at me because of the Facebook message. It was so stupid. And they just kept piling on me, and basically all of them getting triggered. Like, they were like, their voices were shaking, like outraged, you know, like they witnessed a child getting shot in the street or something. Like,
yeah. You've just gone really quiet for some reason. Have you turned your mic down or
no.
walked 6 feet away?
No. Is it better now?
Hang on, maybe it's on mine. Say something, talk.
Hello?
Yeah, I think it was on mine. So you're an ex SJW. So were you friends with these people like when you were? Oh.
Actually, the people I was friends with were kind of worse than that.
Really?
Yeah, I was an ex-feminist. I used to live in South America, where feminism and the SJW bubbles weren't established much, and I knew them by Tumblr. That's where it all started.
Oh, right. So I was just going to ask, I mean, I've got a few questions written down that I thought of. How would you define SJW? What is an SJW to you?
It's a person that makes it their sole responsibility and duty to correct all offenses that they come across, whether it's real life or online. That's
and whether it's on their behalf or someone else's behalf.
Yeah, the thing is, it's a hive mind, so all of them think in the same wavelength in a way. So if, like, all of them think rape is bad, so if somebody makes a rape joke, they all like dogpile on that person. But the thing that makes it a difference is that if you happen to be privileged, you are an ally. When you happen to be oppressed by the government, in their terms, not real terms, they have the right to boss the allies around and basically brainwash them. It's this whole like insect kind of thing. Like, you know, there's a queen bee, and then there's the warrior bees, and then there's the drones. The drones are the allies. They're like just there to fight for them and not speak against them, not doubt anything, just go and attack this person on our behalf because it's your responsibility, because you're benefiting from the government, you're benefiting from everything, so you go and do it. And the thing is, I was an ally in a way, because the SJWs I hung out with were from the LGBT community, and I wasn't LGBT. So whenever when I started like to doubt what they were doing, because I didn't like when people said die cis people or whatever, they would scold me and say that they were venting and that I should like stick my nose into somebody else's business, and that I was being very...
She said, well, I'm venting too, you fucking homo faggot cunt. Fuck.
Yeah, seriously.
Why can't you vent? That's unfair.
Yeah, like they will tell you, like, look, trans people, when they go out into the street, they have a high chance to be killed on the spot. Like,
fuck off.
Like that kind of stuff. So I'm like, what? God. And I was just so naive. I was like, oh, that's horrible. Like, I need to protect them.
So tell me, how did you become an SJW? How did you get into it? How were you drawn into it?
I was a person who was I have clinical depression diagnosed. So I also had a very huge case of agoraphobia. I'm not really blaming these factors. It's just that this made it easier for them to influence me, because I never went.
Is that the one where you're afraid of going outside?
Yeah, you don't want to be in open spaces. Like, it's the opposite of claustrophobia. So I spent time in my room most of the time, and I only had my computer as a way to communicate with people. Therefore, because of Tumblr and DeviantArt and all these fandom sites, because I used to be, well, I still am into like Pokemon and all that geeky crap, I met them through there, and they are very loving at first, and that's what I wanted. I wanted friends who don't doubt you and don't like challenge you, because I didn't develop the social skills to make good friends, you know?
Yeah.
So they pander you and they tell you you're a beautiful person, and you're so great and awesome. And they actually gave me gifts. Like they sent me gifts through the mail and stuff
Really?
like that. Yeah. It's superficial grooming in a way. Instead of a friend that challenges you and to like discusses ideas with you, they kind of like talk about superficial crap and send you gifts, and if you're feeling bad one day, they immediately come to you in a hug circle and they go, oh, like, oh, you're already.
How does a hug circle work on the internet? Like, is there a symbol you can do for hugs? Is it like bracket fucking dash or something? Like, what's a hug on the internet?
Well, basically what they do is that you get into a great Skype group chat, and and like you watch a movie with them or stuff like that, and it's like asterisk hug asterisk, like.
Oh, fuck off! So there really is a hug, like an internet hug.
An internet hug circle.
Fucking hell! So tell me, why did you? And I've got more questions in this. I just want to get a basic outline of what you've sort of experienced. Why did you stop being an SJW?
Well, it's when I started realizing that I was a fucking miserable person. Like,
right.
My depression was getting worse. My anxiety was my agoraphobia wasn't getting anywhere. Like, it was getting progressively worse because I was with people that didn't challenge me and who walked on eggshells with me. But then I decided to get out of my comfort zone and actually date a man.
Hang on a sec. Did you date no one before that, or did you date chicks before that?
No, I only like guys. I like, the thing is, it's very weird because I've always been attracted to men, but because of my anxiety getting in the way, I couldn't date anyone, in particular. But I started to date a guy. Well, I've dated one before that. I was an SJW, so this was one that happened to not be an SJW. And when he started like pointing out the flaws in feminist reasoning, I was kind of like in the middle of my friends who hated him and him. So I loved both people, and I saw quote unquote value in both people. But once I started getting out of that box, of the SJW box, I started realizing that it was a very mean-spirited place to be, because in a very dangerous way, because they portray themselves as peace-loving individuals with flower crowns and who just love girly things and harmless things. But it's actually a very stressful, miserable place because you don't know what could set them off. When I met one of them for the first time, I triggered them.
How'd you do that?
I made a domestic abuse joke. And, and she's like, you don't understand. When I was 3 years old, I witnessed my father hitting my mother. And like, they just make you feel like the utter shit. And you have to like apologize to them through gifts and asterisk hug. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Asterisk hug.
Asterisk hugs.
Look at the chat. The chat's going to go fucking nuts now. It's just going to be asterisk hug, asterisk hug. What's this? This is going to be insane.
That's how they comforted you.
We need an asterisk hug, guys.
Asterisk hug, hug, hug. And
oh, no.
But yeah, when I started having friends that actually challenged me and actually made me think outside the box, it actually made me more comfortable with the world. I couldn't go outside. Like whenever a man looked at me, I would like break down and get a panic attack. And I was realizing this is not a healthy thing.
How bad are you talking? Like when you say breakdown, do you mean get like emotional and run away, or what do you mean by breakdown?
Yeah, you feel like you can't breathe, and you feel like you're in danger when you're not. You get this adrenaline rush to like run somewhere safe. And the thing is, it was all in my head. It wasn't real because they told me that the world was full of rapists and and the government didn't give a crap. But then I found out that they actually do. When I moved to the States, I got myself therapy, and they were very professional. They gave me medication and tools to cope with all of that. And now I feel, and after I detached from them, which involved a breakout, like a complete utter breakout. Like it was nasty. I felt 100% better, and my mental illness has got way better because I didn't have the asterisks.
So it sounds a bit like an anxiety attack, sort of.
Yeah, it's like if you, like in real life, like a normal sane person will react like that if you encounter someone in a hallway and they bring up a gun to your face, you know, like that kind of, it's that kind of instinct of running away from danger.
Yeah, your fight or flight, I think it's called instinct. Yeah.
Problem is that the SJWs, they want you to feel that when a man is not doing anything.
Yeah, that's fucked, isn't it?
Or catcalling. That's why they get so triggered with catcalling, because they amplify it to a rape call when it isn't.
A rape call. Yeah, they're whistling rape threats. That's what they are.
Oh yeah, no, I would go to my SJW friends and go like, oh, I got catcalled 7 times today. I feel like I'm gonna die. And they were like, oh, just okay, baby, it's okay. Men are
hang on a sec. Hang on. Did you really get catcalled 7 times in a day? Because it must be pretty hot if you got catcalled 7 times.
The thing is, I came from South America, and catcalling there is much more common. That's that's how men pick up chicks usually. In America, I barely get catcalled. It's just in South America where they go like, "Ay, mosita," you know, like they go like that.
What does that word mean? That mosita, or whatever you just said.
Like you pretty lady, or let's see, another one. Que lindo tu colito, mi amor. Like nice ass, my love. You know, like typical Spanish speak. It's more of a cultural thing rather than.
I probably will take those two words as sound bites and use them in a video somewhere. So just so you're aware.
No problem.
So tell me, what about dude SJW? So I'll be frank with you. Do you think there is such a thing as a dude SJW, or is it all about pussy?
A what? A dudist?
Is like a guy SJW?
Oh,
like legitimate, or are they just trying to get girls?
I think it's it's the same thing as white guilt, and also but with pussy combined. You know, like when.
What do you mean? What do you mean the same as white guilt? What I don't understand
the white people.
How you're linking
the people who support Black Lives Matter that are white, and they feel guilty that they're white.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's like that, but with pussy in mind. So it's a combination where, if you notice, many men SJWs who are claimed to be straight and all that, they're very calm and they're very silent and quote unquote well behaved, because that's how SJWs want them. They just want them to let them get the voice all the time, and them to be silent and passive. So if you see like Macintosh, that guy, he's very passive.
He has his concerned look. He's got the best concerned look in the world. That bastard. He does a concerned glance like no one else.
Which is why they are afraid of Trump, for example. More afraid than they should, you know, because Trump talks like a guy who doesn't give a shit, and they're like, oh, that's not a well-behaved man. He's saying that he wants to grab women and all that. Yeah. So that's why they freaked out so much, because that is the opposite of what they expect men to be. They want a Macintosh. They want somebody who's passive, and I dated somebody like that.
But imagine Macintosh going up against fucking Putin. Imagine that scene.
Oh my god. No, Putin would like eat him, and not in a sexy way. He will devour him.
Yeah, no shit. Tell me, since you've ceased being an SJW, do you like dress differently? Is your hair different? What's changed?
Yeah, I think that's more part of the geek culture, because SJWs are part of a fandom, whether it's Doctor Who, Harry Potter, or whatever. Like they're always part of a fandom of, especially Steven Universe. That's the one that they love the most. So because of they're in geek culture too, they kind of change their hair and clothes and makeup. And yeah, I have changed the way I dress. I used to have like these SJW glasses, but I've seen all the SJW friends I've hung out with. Some of them had really weird as fuck fashion choices, like, but some of them haven't. It just depends on the fandom they're in a way.
Yeah. When you say fandom, I've heard that word a few times. Fandom, does that just mean fans of something?
Yeah, it's like really hardcore fans of a TV show, movie, especially SJWs right now. The show they love the most is Steven Universe because they have lesbian elements to it, and it's.
Oh, haven't they got a tranny? They got a tranny on that, haven't they?
Maybe I haven't caught up on it, but they basically have the most quote unquote pro LGBT cartoon, since they can't watch anything that's above children's audience kind of show. They resort to cartoons because they're more inoffensive, and Steven Universe is the one that they seem to go to the most. And my ex-friends were all Steven Universe fans, and they would get really salty if I, criticize that episode or whatever, calling me, they would, like Queer Kid Stuff, that creepy show for kids, they did an episode on Steven Universe. That's how much they love it.
Yeah, oh, they did too. Yeah. So you've seen some of them. Tell me your thoughts on that. Give me your rundown on that, because that is just fucking super weird to me.
On the Queer Kid Stuff.
Yeah.
Queer Kid Stuff. Oh God. It's creepy as hell. Like it's. First of all, it's not a very good children's show. Like children's shows have animation and more variety of music and all that, and it's just a lady sitting on a chair with a bear that it's obviously moved by somebody else. So it fails as a kids show, but it fails even more as propaganda, because it without any rational arguments to back up whatever you're saying, it doesn't work as propaganda either way, like when she talked about the gender thing.
But does it need to, like, because it's to kids, remember?
Oh, right. Well, it's even more confusing to kids, because she says, for example, some people are boys, some people are girls, and some people are people. It's like, what? Like, what is that?
See, that's so fucked up, because that means like some kid somewhere is going to take that as, oh well, that means that if you're a boy or a girl, you're not a person.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what kids are gonna get out of it, because kids are very literal. So if they're gonna say, oh, I want to be a they because it's a person and I'm a person, I want to be different.
Yeah, but it's weird and fucked up.
Yeah, no, I think that show actually, like, after the Trump episode, I think it needs to like die. Like that show.
Yeah, me too.
After it involved with politics, because before it was stupid and it was vague and whatever, but then when she involved the Trump thing, then that's when I'm like, bitch, I'm sorry, but this is fucked up beyond belief.
Yeah. There's something fucked up about telling kids that this man is objectively bad. The people that support him are objectively bad. Because kids don't have that fucking, that sort of skeptic part of their brain like that. The kids don't really listen to someone and go, are they full of shit? Should I believe them? They'll just believe people. So, unless it's caught by a parent or something like that, which may not always happen, your kids might be running around with these ideas in their brain that, the boogeyman is the president, and all of his demon slaves are his supporters, and that's not healthy.
Well, have you heard that more kids are coming out as transgender now that all of this is going around?
Yeah, that's fucked.
It's obviously because of their influence, because they romanticize the idea of not fitting in gender's expectations as being unique and individual, and they're like, well, I want to be unique, I want to be an individual. But the thing is, as a kid, I played with both boy toys and girl toys, and I bet if Tumblr was around there, I would have been going like, oh, then I'm not either, or you know, like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I was born in the right time before all
And
this was.
that's it. Like there's such a thing as you know, effeminate boys and you know, masculine girls. That's okay. You can be that. That doesn't mean that you're a fucking different made up gender. That's ridiculous. I remember Hunter Avalon did a really funny video on Tumblr genders, and he did this skit where he was sitting at the table, and this character he's playing, you know, his dad came in, and he fucking told him to do the dishes or something. He said, "Oh, thanks a lot, Dad. Now I'm angry. Now I'm angry sexual." Like, he had to change his fucking gender for a minute. It's
well, that's also stepping in the otherkin territory. The people who believe that their gender is an animal or
that is fucking bullshit. But animals are girls and boys too, for fuck's sake. Like,
yeah.
That's crazy.
There was one of them that believed. There was one of them that believed that she was the planet Pluto, and yeah.
It's not even a planet, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, she said one of her triggers was Neil deGrasse Tyson for saying that it wasn't a planet.
Oh my God.
That's what one of her triggers. It was crazy. And I remember when the Amazing Atheist said he was going to make a video about otherkin, they all like had a massive meltdown. They were like, "Protect your blogs! He's coming!"
That is so funny. So what could I do? What could I do that would mass trigger some SJWs? Do you reckon? What would be my best option? Do you think?
Well, they hate bluntness, especially coming from a male. So you pretty much do that.
Oh, so I do it anyway. That's awesome.
Bluntness. Yeah, yes. Yeah. So I think that's why they hate you for now, because I do know the fact that they hate pretty much Sargon, you, TJ, lots of people, Mr. Repsion. But any man who speaks in a blunt way, they hate immediately because they call it mansplaining.
Oh yeah, I mansplain the fuck out of people. It's just what I do.
It's basically, it's okay for women to be blunt because it's badass and sexy, but if a man does it, is mansplaining and part of oppressive system or whatever. So
hey, did you hear that in fucking, I think it was in Sweden, there's a union, right, that this week have made a I think it's just a temporary symbolic thing, but they made a fucking mansplaining hotline. Oh, so there's there's a phone number you can ring up and talk to a counsellor about anything that has to do with mansplaining.
Oh yeah, no, I completely see why they're bothered by that in their sick little minds. Like one of them told me, whenever a man talks to me, something inside of me snaps. Like I start shaking, and it's like, oh my God! Like, did they have daddy issues or something? Like,
well, do you have a dad? Like, if something fucking snaps every time, like, do you live with only women or something? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like they have like deep-seated issues. Like, for example, the SJWs I hung out with, they all had daddy issues. Like, they all had they all had a father who was not there, or did the mansplaining, or what?
Did the mansplaining? For fuck's sake, that can give you daddy issues. Oh, Dad explained something to you one day, and that's why I'm fucked up.
You're mansplaining to me, Dad. Leave me alone. like that's basically what they do. But to trigger, there was an incident, and this was very beautiful because I was there for it. They really hate memes that make fun of their interests.
Of their interests, did you say?
Yeah, like there was back in 2014, I think, around Christmas time, all these SJWs, because they happen to be girls, they got for gifts these bath bombs. They are these things you put in the bathtub and they make bubbles and glitter and all that. They're crap. I've had one before. But anyway, what they would do is that they would brag about their new bath bomb on Tumblr and take pictures of it. And it said like, I'm bathing in the water of a goddess or whatever. And then people started making fun of that by making memes, you know, like throwing a fish in a wet bathtub or throwing like disgusting things. Like, look at my new bath bomb. And they throw a grenade in there. And they got triggered to the bone. They were like, how dare they? White girls get it really bad. They're making fun of because they like pumpkin spice lattes and other things. They don't deserve to be making fun of about these sick boys with their memes.
Oh, those memes will get you, won't they? Fucking memes.
Yeah, you have like if you have the time, just go to Tumblr and put bath bomb meme, and there you'll see like a bunch of posts of feminists just crying because they made fun of their precious bath bombs.
I will try. I do have a Tumblr account, but I hardly ever go on there because it's really weird to use. It's like
no, I only have one for. It's the same one I've used all the time, like ever since I was in SJW. But I've changed the name, and I only use it for convenience. I don't use it as much anymore. I use Twitter instead.
But if you go on there and make a post, do your SJW mates see it?
I already repel them. Basically, I've posted so many anti-SJW stuff in there that I've basically purged all of the SJW following I had.
That's a shame.
I
was going to say should let me post some shit.
Yeah, no, that would like make them scream and shake literally, and also 4chan was invaded Tumblr. They went to remember when I mentioned fandoms, right? Well, that's where SJWs like to lurk in their free time. So what 4chan did, they posted very gory imagery to those fandoms, the key fandoms of the SJWs. And
of what? Of love, like the things that they're fans of being killed and shit, like that sort of shit?
Yeah, like things from gore.com, bestgore.com, you know, like somebody being impaled or whatever. They posted like 100 images into those fandom tags, and it was like a mass triggering, and they were spreading rumors that people killed themselves over that. And in retaliation, the SJW started posting images of kittens and inoffensive things to like yes, it was really fun.
That fucking kitten showed me. Oh god.
Yeah, they were like, oh, those 4chan man children think they're so cool. Well, we're retaliating with positive.
Yeah, eat kitten, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was mostly kittens.
Yeah.
And with Donald Trump got elected, that was a huge triggering too. Like, it was beautiful. The thing is, I wasn't a Donald Trump supporter, so I was really butthurt when he won, but for different reasons.
That's fair enough. You can be butthurt that Donald Trump won. That's fair enough. But
of course.
Yeah, I think the way that they do it. I mean, did you go out and protest and set shit on fire?
No. I just took a shot of whiskey and passed out in my bed, and then I just went to work in the next day. That's all I did.
That's perfectly fine.
Like, your candidate doesn't win, big deal, it happens. But the next day, the college students were like on edge and wearing "fuck Trump" shirts, and they were just shaking. I kind of like laughed about it because the whole time I was like saying "fuck you, Hillary," for sucking so hard. That's what I was saying. Like, I was telling. I wasn't blaming the Trump supporters because they're voting for their candidates, and I respect that. It's democracy. You know, you vote for who you want, and that's your right. So I was mostly mad at Hillary and her stupid fucking campaign because she did a horrible job of attracting anybody. And I was like, Hillary, you bitch. So that was mostly me. That
polls fuck it up though. Like, the polls got it so fucking wrong. Like, I was watching this video before of the Young Turks and how they like progressed over the day, like condensed down into 10 minutes or something, and it went from like 93% or 93.5% or something that Hillary was going to win the presidency, down, you know, all the way up to 95%. Just to watch, you know, fucking Chunk's face was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I saw that.
But they fucked it up so badly. Like, how can you get it that wrong if that's your fucking job?
Yeah, no, it was mostly their fault because the DMC is full of establishment people. It's supposed to be a party for the people, and they fucked over Bernie Sanders, who was the best chance against Trump because he was also using a populist way in getting candidates, and he was very popular. And he wanted change, and he had a good head on his shoulders. But instead, they picked this fossilized lizard who is completely of what people want, and she doesn't care. She just wants to have the shiny throne and all that, and people saw through that. It was very easy. I mean, her advertisements were so cringy about the children getting triggered by Trump, and I'm like, children don't give a fuck about this election. They're probably outside playing.
And stop making them give a fuck. That's the point. I think they're kids. They shouldn't be involved in politics at all.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't. It's not their place. They're not gonna vote. They don't understand anything about policies or whatever. They shouldn't be involved, but they use them as a tool to get ahead. It's the cheapest tool in the book. It's the same thing as kissing a baby and smiling. It's the most sleazy politician tactic you can do.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What's the point of the trick, though? I mean, is the kid going to convince their parent to vote for someone else? I mean, I totally get that.
I didn't hear you for a minute. I think it dropped for a second.
I'm just saying, what's the point of that? I mean, do they think the kid's going to convince their parent who to vote for?
Maybe. I mean, it's a very cheap tactic to use. I mean, Carly Fiorina tried it in the beginning with all the children because she was very anti-abortion. So she's like, look at all these kids with me, you know. So it's a dirty as dirt, an old as dirt tactic used by politicians. That's why in cartoons there's always like a politician kissing a baby, because it's ridiculous now. It's absurd. But Hillary used that because she's out of date and she doesn't know what's going on. So she's like, oh, I'm just gonna use the oldest trick in the book. The baby is triggered by Trump.
It's not that I'm on so much. It's the more fucking nuclear war with Russia that gets me.
That was very tense. And what are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, tell me, what was the most SJW thing you ever did? The single most SJW thing?
Oh my God. Okay, let me tell you.
And be honest. You got to be honest.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, totally.
This is for the greater good. Okay, so me and my SJW friend were at the mall. And all of a sudden I see a t-shirt shop, like one of those little shops at the middle of the mall, you know. And they were selling shirts that said make me a sandwich and stuff like that. Stuff that makes SJWs very mad. So I went there and I told the guy who was selling, I was saying, you know, this is very offensive, and me as a woman, I feel really horrible just reading these shirts that are telling me to assume a housewife role for eternity. I'm not just a baby maker, you know, like they're gonna lose a lot of customers if you put those shirts. And the guy was like, oh my God. He said, I'm sorry, but these shirts were chosen by my manager, who's a woman.
And so how did you respond? Did you say, no, it's still not good enough? Or?
I just stayed silent, and I was like, oh, kind of like inner, and I was like, but still, you're gonna lose tell her that she's gonna lose customers because people don't think like this anymore. And he was like, okay, I'm sorry. It reminded me of that poor Uber driver with the with the little girl, with the dancing girl. Yeah, wasn't that fun? Yeah, well, that was so horrible. Like I would have kicked her out like much sooner than that. But props to that guy.
Me too. He was Asian too. He was, because she was calling him a white man and all that. He was an Asian guy. Yeah,
I heard she was like really, really drunk or something, but there's still no right to act like a cunt. And she was just disgusting. And I hope that guy. I hope that guy got his job back. And this lady.
What, did he lose his job?
For a while, yes, but then she.
Oh, you're joking! I didn't know that.
Yeah, but then the stupid lady uploaded the video, and he used that to his advantage, and he got the job back.
Yeah. It makes you wonder, like, because she uploaded that video, and same as did did you catch like Zana Joshi with the whole humongous thing? She uploaded that video too. Like, who are these crazy fucks out there going, this video will show them, this video will bring me justice, and it's just them being a complete cunt. It's ridiculous. How do they think it's going?
Because they're mentally ill, and a lot of them are mentally like. The more oppressed they think they are, the more mentally ill I feel they are. Because I'm glad that they put me in a position as ally, because that snapped me out much quicker. But a lot of them that consider themselves LGBT or disabled or non-white or whatever, they see themselves as the most tragic victim, and they like the position of victimhood because it feeds either their narcissism, their depression, or anything that would help make them think they'll get ahead. I mean, I did get troll rape threats like everybody does. I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, everybody does. And
when you say rape threats, though, was it I'm warning you, I'm going to rape you? Was it that direct?
No, it was the SJW definition of rape threats. Like, I hope you die. I hope you get raped and die of STDs, and
well, that's not
that
a rape
to them
threat.
it's not a rape threat, but in their eyes, it's like rape threat.
Yeah,
but
it's a rape hope, if anything, a rape wish, but not a rape threat.
A rape wish. Yeah, exactly. Like, I wish this person to get raped, but I got that once when I was in SJW, and I sent all of my SJW friends to this person to like lecture them and and all that. Yeah, and it was.
And did they change their ways? Did you get a heartfelt apology, or did you get told to fuck off?
Actually. Yeah, I did, but they were bullied into it. Yeah, they were bullied into it to like do the apology because they wouldn't leave them alone. So right now I feel like it sucks. Like, I wish I could apologize to that person, because what I basically was like, oh, you triggered me, Audra, and this person was like 14 years old. Like, it was a little kid. Like, of course they're gonna say dumb things.
And that's how I reckon most people that say that sort of shit would be, except for the person in the chat that just gave me a direct rape threat. He said, "Oh, I'm going to rape you, Bearing. Fuck you, cunt. Reporting you." But I reckon they mostly would be 13. Look, I'm going to get so many rape. How many rape threats can I get in one stream? You reckon? This is going to be fucked. Watch this.
No, look. I think we are all victims because Lacey Green raped all of us. I know it's hard to admit, but Lacey Green.
Look at all these rape threats. That's fun.
Rape Berry 2017.
That's horrible.
You guys, you're triggering me. Oh no.
Yeah, come on, guys. Come on, it's not very nice. Fuck you. So that leads me on to the next thing. Privilege points. What is the fucking deal with them? I got into an argument with this chick from New Zealand one day, right? And it was because she made a video about like intersectionality and how like oppressions cross paths and fucking all that fucking bullshit, all that speech they go on about. And she said there was this part of the video where she said, like there was example people, and she said, "Oh, Sarah here is from New Zealand. She is white. She has a full-time job. She lives in a nice suburb." And then there was like some fucking Asian bitch. She goes, "This is fucking Ting Ting or something. Ting Ting moved here, and had to come on a little boat, and so that means that Ting Ting is less privileged than Sarah." And so she didn't really sort of wrap it up with, and so that means this type thing. She just sort of left it open. And so in the comment section, I've sort of said, well, what's the point? Like, if we add up Ting Ting's oppression and Sarah's privilege, is there like some sort of calculate? Is there a sum? Like, can we say, all right, Ting Ting's on fucking 10 and Sarah's on 5, so that means that Ting Ting is 5 worse off than Sarah? And she's gone, oh no, it doesn't work like that at all. You can't add them up. You can't calculate them. That's ridiculous. And so I was like, well, what's the fucking point?
They do that all the time. Yeah, they do that all the time, though.
What's the point of adding them up if I mean, of not adding them up and calculating your scorecard? If you're gonna I just can you expand on that? Can you tell me why that is the case?
Oh God. Well, I'm trying to talk as what I was back then, which was an ally, and it was based on this privilege measuring. The thing is,
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. So
yeah,
if you were an ally, that means that you're more privileged than the fucking retarded
yeah,
lesbian in the wheelchair.
yeah,
So
yeah.
why is so on what basis did you know? How much more privileged were you, and how did you know that? On what system were you basing that on?
It was based on their own ego and their own jealousy, basically, because
So just how oppressed they said they were, sort of thing.
yeah, the SJW friend that told me very early on that I was privileged. Like she would say, "Oh, I never heard it before." Like she said like that, and I was naive. I didn't really know exactly what the word privilege meant because, but it was based on how well off I was. The thing is, I appear white, but I'm actually like Latina, and
Why are you Latinx?
SJWs,
What does Latinx mean? I've heard that a few times.
Latina. Oh no, that's bullshit. It exists in the real Latino universe. That's just bullshit. Because it's bullshit. Firstly, because it's not correctly grammar in Spanish. Like we don't use X's like that, so it's not possible in our vocabulary. But basically, what happens is that in Spanish, our words are gendered. You know, we have so that's why they get really ticked off, and they have to say Latinx, you know, because Latinos.
Is that like the they them pronouns in Spanish?
Yeah, it's they and them pronouns in Spanish. That's what it is.
I understand now.
Because Latino is a Latin boy and Latina is a Latin girl. So Latinx is the they, I guess.
Oh, no.
But basically, because I have pale skin, it kind of fucked them in the head a little bit because they were like, "Why don't you look like the Latino stereotype? I thought you were like," and I'm like,
"Did you say
because
that's a little bit racist, don't you think? Fuck you."
Yeah, seriously. And I'm like, "Oh, it's because I'm biracial. My dad has light skin, my mom has dark skin, and the gene pool just chose me to be white." Yeah. You know, it's privilege because me and my sister, we were raised with the same parents, the same wealth, the same everything, and she is dark and I am pale. So that's where I was like, why are we considered different in terms of privilege? And then I realized that it's how the outside world treats them. But again, there's no law that avoids you. Like you have the same amount of opportunities as everybody else in the United States. There's no law against Black people. There's no law against Asian people.
No, but it's the funny looks you'll get, and it's like it's just a discrimination. Like people at shops will serve you first for some reason because you're whiter or something like that.
Yeah. It's they think there are racist people out there, but they're very few and far in between. And when they're in positions of power, they can get like in trouble. You know, you have to, as a service, you have to serve everybody, and if you deny service to somebody, you can get in legal trouble for that. But what the thing is with SJWs, you gotta understand that their minds are focused on ego and their own emotions. It makes no sense because they make no sense because their minds are completely in an emotion. They don't have rationality in them. That's what they hate debating. They hate debating because that means that they have to get off their ass and research what the hell they're talking about, and they don't want to escape that bubble and get prepared for a debate. They want to.
That's kind of horse before the cart sort of shit, isn't it? So if they find themselves in a debate, they've got to then do the research to back up their fucking beliefs and their opinions. Well, you probably should do that before you form them, motherfucker.
Oh, definitely. But they feel too comfortable in their position of victimhood. Remember what I told you, that at first it was great because they gave me gifts and they were like loving and all that, as long as you played by the rules.
And
so it was asterisk hug asterisk. It's like a cult, like the Jim Jones cult. You know, I bet all those people that Jim Jones made drink the poison, they were all happy people before he told them to drink the poison. They thought they were living the best life ever, and only some of them were like doubting. But that's in the nature of any cult. But it's kind of like this mentality they put themselves into, where they're as comfortable as they can be, and because they refuse to be uncomfortable, they can't learn, and they can't challenge themselves.
You're
that's
invading
why,
my environment. I'm triggered.
Exactly. Like, that's what they won't talk to you. They're scared of you because you use naughty words and you don't give a shit. So they're like, oh no, Bering is an asshole because he uses the words that make me cry, you know? Like, he reminds me of an ex-boyfriend or something like that. Like, it's all emotionally linked.
Yeah, that's good.
And they also see, yeah, that's basically how they see it, you know? Like, the whole Otherkin TJ, when TJ was going to do the Otherkin video, he didn't even show anything. He just said, look, I'm going to Tumblr and I'm going to pick out all these Otherkin stuff. They just went crazy, you know? Like, because they know that there's stuff that makes no sense. They know it's based on belief. They know it's based on emotion, you know? So instead of, you know, challenging him and, you know, saying, well, we know we're not doing anything wrong, so let's just let him do whatever he wants. No, they're like ultra protective over it because it's their ego, it's their bubble.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
One of my SJW friends was such a narcissist, and this was really fucked up. And I blame myself for not getting her in trouble over this, because this was fucked up. She was not a licensed psychologist, but despite that, she would counsel people online for money. $60. Yeah, $60. And she was not a licensed psychologist.
But on what basis? Yeah. Like, how did she get these? How did she find these people to pay her to be cancelled?
Well, she's disabled herself, like physically disabled. So she's part of the disabled community, and those who are desperate and who cannot afford a real psychologist or get health insurance, she swoops in like a vulture and has them and tells them her pity story and says, look, I can help you out because I read a lot of psychology. But she's not licensed. She doesn't have a license to perform any of this. So she gets these people who are vulnerable and desperate because they have no money, and she basically gets in their heads and fucks them up even more. Yeah,
that's horrible.
That's how far they are in terms of ego. They think that they are knowledgeable enough to assume a position of somebody who treats people who have actual mental problems because they are good and they care. And
are you moving your mic around or something? I can hear what? Are you moving your mic around or something?
My mark?
Your microphone.
Oh, no, I'm actually sitting down with it on my lap.
Oh, right.
This microphone is.
It'll be you moving it around on your lap. Just keep it still on your vagina.
Well, the vagina tends to move on its own. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Also, another thing that can trigger SJWs is insulting vaginas.
What do you mean insulting vagina? How do you insult a vagina?
Yeah, like they hate it when people insult vaginas, like saying it like vaginas on periods are nasty, saying that tampons, like they hate that.
That's fucked.
Yeah,
Did you see my video on my videos on Andy, the period guy?
Yeah, that was just another level of what.
Yeah, he's fucked up, isn't he? He's fucked up.
And
it's even another. He thinks he's this like smooth player. He thinks he's this guy that can give advice to people on getting girls and all that. He's a fucking cockhead.
Well, that's like an extension of that, because SJWs are very protective over vaginas, and if somebody insults the precious, and the period also, like they're very protective over the period, and they hate it when people say ew. And I'm sorry, as a person who gets the period, it's disgusting. It's waste. Okay? It's disgusting. It's waste. I don't understand what's attractive about and what's worth protecting.
It's bodily waste. I'm not protective over my shits. Fuck's sake.
Like, but they hate that. They think like, oh, women get so much shit every day with the periods, and whenever I go to buy tampons at the pharmacy, they look at me. It's like, get over it. It's because the period is gross. I'm sorry. As a period haver, it's very gross, and I wish I never had it. And they're very protective over that too, and that's what that guy is trying to do. He's trying to pick them up, because he's like,
is that what you reckon he's doing? Is it all to get at the SJWs? You reckon?
Yeah, probably. Like that's what I thought about it when I saw the thing. Like, because they're very protective over vaginas.
But surely, if one of them knew like that, because remember the first one where he said he kept his ex-girlfriend's blood-soaked pad for 1.5 years after they broke up. Surely when they hear that, they'd go, "Oh no, that's a bit weird."
Yeah, they're gonna say that. Well, is he, as long as he's not hurting anyone, and like, it's like they also into kink shaming, and like, it's his kink, so you have to respect it. Like, as long as he's not raping children or raping a dog, then it's his kink. But
that's fucked. Like it's kind of hurting, or it's deceiving the ex-girlfriend, because as I pointed out in one of the videos, like as if he fucking asked her for it. Like he's fished that out of a bin for sure. I've got absolutely no doubt.
Yeah, no, he's very far gone. I don't know how what SJWs think about him in particular, but being as protective over the period as they are, some of them might come up to his defense in a way, because he's worshiping what they are trying to protect, the sanctity of the period.
He sunk it in the ocean while he said some words. He sunk it.
Oh God.
Isn't that, you can just imagine him doing it. He would have shed a tear and all that, and
yeah, he sunk it. They should make a parody of that. Like,
yeah, it's a ceremony. He sunk it. Oh no! Tell me, are you still friends with any SJWs at all?
No, I am not.
None of them. So cut ties with all of them, really.
Well, it's a hive, so once you cut ties with one of them, all of them follow like a chain of dominoes. There's one of them that I still kept friends with, but it's not an extreme SJW. She's more of a very passive one. But the ones that are like hardcore, Lacy Green, Marina Shut Up, kind of those are gone. I do check their Tumblr once in a while just to see what they're up to, and apparently some of them are going to move to Europe because of Trump.
Right.
So I'm sorry, Europe, you're getting a big load there. They're actually trying to get money, because in Tumblr, when you have a victim story, people are gonna donate to you, like
shit.
Like, say I'm a transgender and my parents are Christian and they don't let me transition, please donate to my PayPal so I can move out, stuff like that. They do that all the time. I did that when I was in SJW too, but it's thankfully I didn't get any money for that. I was willing to like do commissions and stuff, not get donations. But they do that. They're like, oh, Trump and Pence are gonna ruin this country and we're gonna move because we're gay and disabled and whatever. Can you please donate to us so we can move? It's the pity party. And when I cut ties with them, it was because there was two of them that were a couple, okay? And they were gonna get married, but they were poor as hell. So, but instead of, saving up for the wedding, they would spend on stupid shit like going on a cruise and the most expensive wedding dress and all this stupid girly stuff that I don't care. But and I told them, like, hey, you gotta be careful with the expenses. I mean, and she's basically like chewed me out. Like, we're gay and we're oppressed and we're gonna get married as soon as possible because this world doesn't accept those who are different. And what you said was very offensive and ableist because she had health problems, and I told her to, like, save money for your health problems because, like, who cares if your wedding doesn't have any flowers? You're just gonna, like, save that for your operations, not for flowers. And she said, you're ableist for saying that.
No, it's just practical. It's not fucking ableist. That's ridiculous. Tell me, where do you think this is all going to end up? Do you think Trump winning the presidency is going to have an effect on like how many SJWs there are, how much power they have? Like, what's your vision for the future? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, it's hard to know, but what I predict, the thing is, these SJWs, most of them are very passive. They only like to do their social justice warrioring through a computer or through groups of people in campuses. They don't like doing it alone because they're cowards. And also they only care about their ego. I suspect that a lot of them are going to leave the country. I suspect a lot of them are going to, quote unquote, stay and fight. But the thing is, it's going to get harder. Stay and fight. I don't even know what they mean by that. Like, fight how? Are you gonna punch Trump in the nuts or something? Like, what are you gonna do? Some of them are gonna stay. Some of them are gonna leave. Some of them are gonna do protests. But the thing is, it's against the law, so they're gonna get arrested. They're gonna be like smugly puffed. Like, they're gonna do something shitty and they're gonna get arrested.
Well, it's not against the law to protest, but it's against the law to riot.
To be a shithead.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of I suppose, like, how they come to be. I mean, obviously a lot of them are coming out of university and campus culture and all that. Do you think that's going to maintain its strength, or do you think that's going to start waning? Do you think do you think it will still grow as rapidly, or do you think it will slow down or cease?
Yeah, I think it will slow down in the sense that Trump and all of his people don't really give a shit about their feelings, and they are gonna be with the challenge that there's a person in power who doesn't care that we get triggered by bathrooms and we get triggered by really stupid shit. Like, they're gonna be focused on whether we're gonna go to war, whether the other countries are gonna piss off at us. They're gonna be focused on other things. The thing is, they fail to realize, and this was very surprising to me, that Trump was very supportive of LGBT rights, but for some reason they thought that he was lying, and they were.
That's what I thought. I thought he was quite sort of reasonable.
He said that he supported LGBT, and he said that he was happy as a Republican for people that were clapping. That is an endorsement, and I don't think he can go back on his word. And also, he can't repeal gay marriage now that it was approved by the Supreme Court. He can't really do anything. Obama's taking steps to protect Planned Parenthood, and he and Trump seem to be in cordial agreement. They don't seem to be hating each other either. So I think I really hope that he becomes a good president, and I really hope he does well, because his success is our success, and
of course,
like that's what I hope. But the thing is, with this SJW stuff, it's getting really out of hand. It's spreading in my college like wildfire, and they're censoring speakers that they don't like. But the thing is, colleges are more lenient towards that kind of thing because they want to please everybody, and they don't want any drama. But
that's
the government,
not good, though, because a college is meant to train you for the world outside. What's the point of being in a safe space?
I actually went to the student life department in my college, and I expressed my feelings. I'm like, look, I hate the safe space thing, and I hate all of this because we're in college here paying education to make us into fully able adults, and all of this coddling is not going to get us anywhere. And they thought that they were right, but the thing is that they these SJWs come and they put on a show where they're crying and they're talking about their experiences, exaggerating their experiences. Like they would say, like when Kat Black was talking about rape culture, she was just talking about a guy who was a little bit insistent in getting her number, and that's it. That's not rape culture. That's just the guy who wants her number, you know. And they over exaggerate. Like, for example, the SJW friend, the one that pretends to be a psychologist, she told me I was raped by my ex-boyfriend.
What?
And I'm like,
She told you were raped?
No, that she was raped. And I said, well, how did it happen? And then she told me a story that wasn't rape at all. It was, he touched me and I didn't say anything because I was afraid. But he touched me, and even if it's touching, it can be considered rape, you know, because rape is not only penetrative sex, it can also mean hand on cooch.
Probably a hand on her shoulder or something.
Yeah. So they over-exaggerated the stories. You see how she said, I was raped, and then she told me a story that was not rape at all in the definition of the law. And she only did this because she wanted to one-up me, because I told her the reasons why I had depression and PTSD, which involved a sexual assault. And she was like, she's got this privilege point. I want to, you know, one up her.
Really? That's fucking disgusting.
She said that after I said my story, and it was kind of like a one-up thing. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. So it's a whole egocentric thing. It's a narcissistic thing. And hopefully this will wake them up, you know, because they're going to have to interact with Trump supporters somehow in a civil way, and they can see that there's people who are angry rightfully so, at a system that was.
The thing is that they're going to have to learn someday that they're going to be listened to and taken more seriously when they can express themselves calmly and not make a sensation and a drama out of everything.
Yeah, the girl who had her mental breakdown in front of me because of my message on Facebook or whatever, I was speaking very calmly and very quietly, and and when I, you know, corrected her because she was talking about her experiences or whatever, like crying, and I corrected her a little and I was like, hey, it was actually this. She's like, I let you talk. You let me talk, okay? You are, like, it's seeing it in real life. This is the first time I saw somebody break down in front of me and I didn't give a shit. Because what they were crying about was so stupid that it was, I just didn't give a shit. I was so calm. And I was surprised at how calm I was. I was more concerned, but no, because I didn't give a shit. She was crying over something dumb.
How is this? I published a video this morning, right? About this bloke called Captain Andy. He's a massive SJW from Britain, and he I noticed in the comment section before I'd left a comment before I released the video. My comment just said "wow." ... That's all, just one word. And he left a comment under that saying, you know, that's practically just a dogpile signal. It's just a dogpiling signal.
Oh God!
Oh fucking hell! And so I'm in the middle of this exchange with him, trying to show him that it's not. It's just a word. It's literally just a word. No one can see my comments when I make comments. It's just, you're a fucking paranoid cunt.
Yeah, that's what they do. In their head, everything is an attack from anybody who has a different position than they are. So they exaggerate it in their own heads. It's like the episode of South Park called Fish Sticks. I don't know if you've seen it.
yeah, Fish Sticks.
Yeah, it's the mental gymnastics thing. Like Cartman imagines the situation differently because his ego is so big that his mind convinces him that really happened. That's exactly the thing that goes on with SJWs. They say, for example, in my Facebook message where this girl got triggered, I said, suicide is it was about the transgender suicides that never happened, that people were spreading because of Trump's election. And I said, look, if it were true, suicide is a choice. It's not like Trump went in there and assassinated them. So it's not his fault. And she told me, you were blaming them. Trump and his supporters have made this country unsafe for transgender youth, and they're taking their lives. And I was just like, what the fuck? This is a
That's
Facebook
a ridiculous
message.
argument, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. She was shaking her head. I remember seeing her from first year, and she was a very pretty girl, and now she was like her skin was breaking. She looked terrible. She looked like a meth addict. Like it was amazing how she started so fresh and so lively, and then she just turned into a corpse that it just cried over Facebook messages out of all things.
Yeah, that's fun.
And that's the thing, like setting them off is not hard. If you, even in the most inoffensive can set off somebody with a big ego and the delusion that they are the main victim of their reality.
And that's what I try and do every day. It's good fun. It's good fun. So tell me, are you releasing videos on your channel? You had a few last time I looked, I think. So are you being a YouTuber? Are you doing this? You know, you're properly running your channel, that sort of thing? Hello?
Sorry.
You're dropping out pretty. Can you say that again? You're dropping out pretty bad.
Dropped for a YouTube channel. Hello.
Hang on. Try again. No, I think your connection's fucked.
Hello.
Oh no, we got you back. Yeah, so I was just asking. I mean, are you releasing videos regularly on your channel? You're being a YouTuber? No, I think you're fucked. I'll give her a minute to see if she can come back in. Can you hear me, Mae? No, she's gone. Oh, well, I was going to wrap it up anyway. So thanks everyone for joining. Yeah, that was good fun. Yeah, you can all go and fuck yourselves. Mae's channel is linked in the description. So go and have a look.
Thank you so much.
Oh no, I can hear you. I can hear you again now. I can hear you. Could you hear me all that time? Oh, for fuck's sake! I'll speak to you on Skype, mate. Thanks everyone for watching. Yeah, have a good day. See ya.